What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. Been working on some stuff, but finally have V4 of the AutoAlgoAssembler ready. So got a lot of cool new things in it, and yeah, that's what this video is going to be. Just going to show you kind of what it is, if you do have it, how to use it, and basically what it can do. So let's get into it. So when you get the package, right, these are all the files included. So really quickly, just what they each do. So the live is just for live trading. The analyzer is for finding strategies and testing them. Then this signal helper file, you guys don't need to use. It's just part of it just to make the bot work. So yeah, just ignore this. This one, same thing, ignore. Then the margin manager, that is so that if you are trading and the required margin may become an issue, this can help block trades, like prevent it from entering before the margin is an issue. So it's not necessary, it's completely optional, and I'll show you how to use that later. Then you have the P&L manager. This can control your account's max win, and max loss for the day. You can also set it up to email you at the end of every day the results for that day. So that's what I have, and it's pretty nice because I'm usually not around when the market closes, and so I get that email straight to my phone, and I can see right away how the systems did. So that is going to be what we go over in this video. How to use them, what they do, and everything in between. So let's get started. First thing is setting it up. So when you purchase it, I'll either reach out to you if I see it, or if I don't, reach out to me and I will get you set up with a file. So the file will just be a simple zip file that you'll just download, and then you'll just download it and to your computer, and then you just come to NinjaTrader, Tools, Import, NinjaScript add-on, and then the file that you want, and that's it. After that, it's fully imported, fully ready to use. So when that is imported, next thing you're going to want to do is, right, there's no setup. So the first thing to use the software is finding strategies. That's the number one goal of it. So, right, the goal of the software is to find strategies and then make them so that you can run them, right? So this software needs zero code, zero knowledge of really anything. You just need to know how to come up with ideas for testing the strategies that you find, because this software will find you good strategies. I'll guarantee that. You just need to know how to filter out which ones are good enough to run on a live account. So to get started with the software, you're going to go to New, Strategy Analyzer, and that's going to open this page. Now you're going to want to come to the Analyzer V4. So once you select that, these are all the options that you have, right? First, you have a long and short option. So what this does is, right, it's selecting if you're long and short. The reason you only have long and short, because this is just for finding the strategies. And when you find them, it's a lot quicker, and I think better to do it just long and short at a time. Then you have trade historical. That just means if you want it to trade on historical data. So if you're in Strategy Analyzer, 100% you do, because all that data is going to be historical data. Next, you have the signal numbers. Now, these are numbers that range from 1 to 258. Each of these are different signals, and these are what determines how you enter. So off the top of my head, I know signal 1 just means a green bar, right? So that's one signal. Now signal 2 could be, I'm not sure, but I think 138 is, right, we have like a positive slope, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So, right, if both of those are true, then we enter. And that is how the signals work for entering trades and everything, really. Right, so you have 3 signal numbers. Then you have period for all indicators. A lot of the signals use indicators, and so the period sets the indicator. Next, you have the exit signal. The exit signal is the exact same as the entry signals, except that this one exits the position. So, right, if you had 2 is a red bar. So, right, if this is, we enter on green bars, then we would close on a red bar. Next, we have ATR factor. This is going to use the ATR indicator and adjust your take profit and stop loss based on the value of the ATR indicator. So if the ATR is high, your TP and stop loss will be larger values. If the ATR is low, TP and stop loss become smaller. Then obviously TP, take profit, this is all in ticks, always in ticks. Stop loss, also always in ticks. Trailing stop loss, right? Built-in NinjaTrader thing, if you want to trail the stop loss or not. Then you have exit after end candles. So if this is 10 after your entry, after 10 candles, it'll exit the position. Go break even after end ticks in profit. So your TP is 100. If this is 50, at 50 ticks in profits, your stop loss is moved to break even. Right, those are all in the previous versions, pretty simple. Now though, we get into something that I really like, which is the grid. So, for those who don't know, grid trading basically just works where you buy right, you buy, then you can set up grid levels to buy again. And that's basically all a grid is, multiple entries at same distance levels, right? It could be 10, 10, 10, right? And that's exactly how this strategy works as well. So what it's going to do is it's going to automatically calculate based on your TP and stop loss where to set those orders. So say you have a TP of 100. In profit grid levels means you buy, it will set grid levels from your entry to your take profit. In drawdown grid levels is going to be below your buy. It'll buy more, it'll set more buy orders up to your stop loss. So if you have 100 and set 2 grid levels, right? So we bought at whatever, let's say 1,000. Now our TP is at 1,100. It's going to automatically set an order at 1,033 and 1,066. And then our TP is 1,100 or 1,099 to make it, rounding. Obviously, rounding will take account, but that's how it'll work. Right? Now, say we do 3. Now it's going to be at 1,000 we buy. We'll place a grid level order at 1,025, 1,050, 1,075, TP at 1,100. Exact same, but below for drawdown grid level. So pretty cool. I have found it definitely helps create strategies, especially the drawdown one, if that can really boost your profitability for strategies. And contracts is obviously your contracts per order. So if you put one contract and here you have, 8 and 2, you could potentially be in a 7 contract position at one time. Just be aware of that. Then we have some trade filters. So we have our trade on Sunday, trade Monday, trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Pretty simple. Just turn it off if you don't want to trade that day. Next, we have hour filters. So say you don't want to trade, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. What you're going to do is you're going to do 1, 2, 3. That blocks 1, 2, 3 a.m. Now, say you also don't want to trade 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Then you're going to do 18 for 6 p.m., 20 for 8 p.m. And that will just block out the trade for you completely. Then, another really cool thing, I think, that I'll show in a second here, is the run historical time filtering test. So what this does, basically, will divide up every year, divide it by days and by hours, so you can see what days and hours are consistently profitable or what days and hours are not consistently profitable, right? And this can help you, see a lot, but also save a lot of time and making sure you're not overfitting. Because, if a strategy loses money on Mondays every year for 5 years, clearly you don't want to trade Mondays. So, that's basically all the settings for the analyzer. Now, how to use it. It really only works in optimization. That's really the only way to use it. So you go to optimization, and now we're going to select the range that we want everything to iterate through. So signal numbers, I recommend using 2, 1 through 258. Then the third one, you can do 0, 0, 0, right? You just won't use it. Or I usually like to use all of them. And 0, when the signal is 0, that just means nothing. It means it's not there. Then our period for indicators, here is going to be 5 through 25, counting by 5. Exit signal, 1 through 257. The reason I do 257 is because 259 through 270 are going to be nothing. So this just gives a little bit more room so that we're not forcing an exit signal onto our strategy. At least for me, that's what I like to do. You can do whatever you want, but that's how it works. ATR factor, in this case, we won't use it, but just know increases or decreases. TP, we'll just keep it simple. Trailing, turn off. Keep these off for now, keep it simple. Grid parameters, keep it simple. Contracts 1, max trades per day 1, allow all trading, and then we'll select our instrument. Let's do 10 minutes, and let's test through 2021. For optimizations, I recommend turning off the filtering time test because that's going to take up more time. So we will do 2021 to 2024. Now, the way to calculate how many optimizations it's going to run, right? It's going to be 258 times 258 times 259 times 5, right? We're just going to have a huge number. So what you can do based on your computer and what your computer can handle, you'll come down to optimizer, genetic, open up the properties, generation size. For my computer, I set 5,000 and then one generation. Then you choose what you want to optimize on. So here, let's do max net profit, right? The genetic optimizer is going to, instead of going through every single possible iteration, it's just going to do 5,000 max and then stop and show the results. And so let's go ahead and do that, right? We're getting 5,000 every time. It'll be 5,000 right here. Hope you guys could see that. 5,000 here. And generation size set to 5,000. If you have a smaller computer, right, you might want to do 2,000. But basically what this is doing right now is it is trying completely random combinations of the settings that you have here. So right, it's going to be iterating through all of these completely random and calculating the end result. So at the end of the test, it's going to show us the best results and the best combination of parameters. And that is where we build our strategy from. So this shouldn't take too long. And then it will tell us the settings that we want. All right, so that took about 5 minutes. And these are our top 10 results. So, right, first result, $12,590 in profit, $3,244 in drawdown. Look at that, right? Just like that, software finds strategies that look like this. So, then from here, what I usually like to do, if I find a strategy from here that, looks potential, right? This one looks good too. Actually, I like this one better, a little bit straighter. You can right click, open in strategy analyzer tab. Now it's going to rerun as a back test just that one strategy. So now we can see all of its settings. So we were long signal numbers. These are what it generated. 15 period. Our exit signal, TP, stop loss, one contract, trading all these times. And so then from the chart, we can see what it was actually trading. Now, just to demonstrate, I will start showing how each setting, what it can do. So, right, first let's look at the ATR factor. Right now, our trades when it hits profit target is 160, and when it hits stop loss is minus 165. Right, so 160, 165 area. Now, if we do ATR factor, let's do 8, just a huge number. Now, when we hit profit target, see now it's 207, 208, 211, 190. Stop loss is 220, 250, 290. Stop loss 384. So right, it increases it. Next thing is exit after candles. If we do exit after 5 candles every time, in the chart you can see we exit every strategy, every position after 5 candles. Next, go break even after 50 ticks in profits. We go to chart, right? 50 ticks in profit, break even. 50 ticks in profit, break even. 50 ticks in profit, break even. Let's turn on the trailing stop loss. And you can see it trails it by 325 ticks the entire time. So let's see. All right, you can see this one came up a little bit, and our stop is moved up a little bit. Okay, here's a good one, right? Obviously, this probably isn't 325 ticks. From our trades, we can also see some of our trail stops, right? 140, 62, 160, 100, right? So these are all different values. 9, it's trailing as we want. Now, my favorite parts and the cool parts. Let's add 2 in profit grid. Now look at that. Our profit just shot up. And from the chart, you can see, right? This is what it looks like. So if it didn't make sense before, hopefully now we have our original buy, but then we set a buy 1 and a buy 2. And all 3 hit TP at the same spot. Right? And that happens multiple times. Now, we can do the same thing for in drawdown, but with 5, right? So as we come in drawdown, we enter more positions. And for this strategy, look at that, also shot up. Which makes sense because you're trading more contracts, but also, like down here, you know, these make a big difference when you can get more entries at better prices, right? And then trade it back up. So, oops. Right, like here, you know, big differences. You can combine them together. And then we can also do trades per day, limit that to 1. And right now we have total number, no, that won't. Let's do 0, 0, trades by day 1. So 8, 12. If we have it to 0, that means unlimited. We have a little over 1,000, 150. Now, these unfortunately are also going to count as trades, but your max trades will stay at 118, or only taking one entry trade per day. So, you know, you can get crazy with the grids. They'll start to look like this, and I mean, you can have crazy profit days, but also crazy losses. So, up to you. Now, probably one of my favorites and coolest parts is first, let's go to here, our control center. Let's do new NinjaScript output. That's going to pop up this tab. Now, what we can do with this is do our time filters to make the strategy better. So, let's move this to the side a little bit just so we can see it. What we're going to do is, now that we're in back tests, right, we're only running one test, so it's okay if it takes a little longer. What we're going to do is run our historical time filtering thing. So, right, let's keep these at 0, 0, 0, how we originally found it. Have it off. And these are the results, right? 12,000, 3,000. Now let's turn this on, run it again. Same results, but now in here, it's breaking down everything by day and then by hour. So, right here, pretty quickly we can tell it does not trade after 5 p.m. But let's see what we can take from here. So Monday, every Monday of every year, or Mondays combined for each year was profitable. Let's look. Okay, look at this. Wednesday, lost money on every Wednesday for every year. So I would say 100%, let's not trade Wednesday. Right? Let's see what that does to our profit. So 12,500, 3,000. Now we're turning off Wednesday. 15,000, 2,200. So just like that, huge difference. And I would argue not overfitting it because, you know, it's every year. And now we get our updated, and right, Wednesday is no longer traded. Now let's look at the hours. So let's see, hour 4. Okay, hour 5 lost money every day. So let's put 5 in there. Let's see what other seems to be a bad performer. Maybe hour 12. Uh, yeah, hour 12 looks bad. And hour 4. So let's 4, 5, and 12. Right? We're at 15,500, 2,200. We run it again. 15,500, 1,500. So made our strategy better. Now, if you do come down here, right, hour 4 does still show a few trades. That's just the way NinjaTrader determines the time. I haven't figured out how to get around it, but that's expected and still does happen. It should reduce the number of trades though, but it's trades that happen right near that time change that are causing it. I'm not sure why, but just what it is. So yeah, so now we have our long strategy, right? Here's our long strategy. Now, let's real quick take a screenshot of this, and these are our settings. So I'll open up Paint again, paste it. I have an Excel sheet to save this, but right, this is just for the video. Now, right, we have our strategy, we like it. Now we want to do same thing, but for the short side. So now you do exactly the same thing, but going short. Then you'd run, you know, do the same thing we've been doing. And right, that's how you find your strategies. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, so once you have a long and a short, then we move to live. And what this does is it combines the two into one strategy, right? Because you usually want to have a long and a short strategy when you're trading live. If you don't, that's fine. You can just come to direction and change it to long only. But I do both. Now, we don't want optimization, and we are going to input our strategy settings. So, right, this is an example for one that we just found real quick. Obviously, you might want to do more tests. I would do more tests personally, so I'm just going to delete this, and I will open up one that I have already found that I'm trading in a sim account at the moment, like this. And you guys can go ahead and, you know, take these parameters if you want. You know, take the strategy for free. So 158, 42, 255, 20. Exit signal is 28. No ATR. TP is 250. Stop loss 225. Trailing is off, off, off. 1, 0. Unlimited max trades. Now we're going to block Sunday and we block Tuesday. And we're going to block 20, 22, and 23. That's all for the long side. Now for the short side, 183, 203, 129, 15, exit signal 56, TP 375, 300. Stop loss 0, 0, 0, 0 in drawdown. Oh, also 0. Then block Sunday, block Tuesday, and we block 1 and 13. Then on the MNQ 10 minutes, let's run it. And this is the chart. So $14,960 with a $13.50 drawdown. And if you look at the chart, now we take sells and we take buys. So right here we took a sell, hit stop loss, sell, close in profit, sell, stop loss, buy. We take our second buy, we take a second buy, and yeah, that's the strategy. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense and explains how you can use this, because you know it's a very powerful tool, and when used as a tool to find good strategies, it's not going to find them for you. It finds you ideas. You need to make sure that those are good strategies, right? That's all you really have to do. Once you do that, it takes care of the rest for you. So now, from here, right, you're still in Strategy Analyzer. You put all your settings. You like how it looks. You just go to Template, Save, right? Let's say this is Strategy 1. We save it. Now, all you do is come to your Control Center, go to Strategies, New Strategy, Live, Template, Load, boom. Now we got all our settings. All you got to do is okay. Then you just got to find it. Where is it? It's this one, enable, and boom, it's trading live. That's kind of all there is to it, you know? So that's kind of the main thing going on with it and how it works. So let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions. You know, I'm always open to changing stuff, tweaking it to how you guys want. But yeah. So once you have it running live, the next script that we're going to look at is the P&L manager. So to use that, you just come to New Strategy, and you're going to do AAA P&L manager, right? And these are the settings. So account name, you want to put the account name. So if it's on a sim, right, easy to find, you're just going to do sim 101 or whatever. And you set a max daily loss, max profit, and that's it. You turn it on. If this account hits 750 gain, turns off for the day. 500 loss, turns off for the day. If you don't know your account name, new output, just like we had, new strategy, P&L manager, that's what the print account names is for. So right, if you don't know, you do okay, turn it on, and now it's showing you all the account names, and just find the one you need. You just copy it, right? Copy, just disable it, and now you put it right here. There you go. Now, if you want to set up your email so you can get emails when this occurs, check the NinjaTrader documentation, but it should be something in tools options, and you need to set up a share service. And that's all you have to do. It's pretty simple. But once you do that, then you will receive emails for it as well. Now, the last thing to go over is the margin manager. So that here is the allowed margin ratio. So smaller allows more positions. If you want to be more conservative, maybe 0.8. And that's just going to set the ratio to how much margin you're using and how much margin to leave available. So I use it a little bit. I really don't use it anymore, but it's built it. It's there. Use it if you need to. And yes, for this to work, you need to set it to the correct account. Margin manager must set it to the correct account, and then for the strategies that you want it to affect. Where did the lives go? Then you need to turn it on, and then it has the ability to block trades when this strategy wants to take a trade. So yeah, that is everything in the AutoAlgoAssembler software. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this made sense. But yeah, this should walk you through from zero to hero on how to build strategies. All of my strategies here, you can see it's V1, V2, and V3. That's how I build them, right? Genetic, running optimizations, finding one that I like, testing it, making sure it's good, putting it onto a live, and then running it. I mean, as you can tell here, I have a lot, right? And yeah, so that's it for this video. If you found it valuable, please like and subscribe. If you already have the software, make sure you're in the Discord. If you need any help at all, let me know. Happy to help. I want to help. If you're interested in the software, DM me, join the Discord, email me. Emails I don't check very often, so I will get to it eventually, but better just DM and Discord. But yeah, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Always open to hear, what you guys think, any criticisms, anything you think I should add. But yeah, that's it. Take care. Peace.